My name is Chyngys. I am the co-founder of Worksection. Here's our story. We learned to cook a delicious soup. It is our product Worksection. We just cooked it well but didn't tell anyone about it, and that's why only the guys who tried our soup and told their neighbors came to us. But we kind of never advertised our dish anywhere, and so in the beginning we grew only through word of mouth and reviews. And at some point, when our competence grew to a level slightly beyond nothing, we realized that we needed to begin with PPC advertising at least. We thought about whom we could turn to, and then I thought, darn, we have plenty of digital clients. And I thought, okay, let's just reach out to our clients who know our product very well. And they are also our ambassadors. And the first person who came to mind was Roma. Yes, there were many agencies, but knowing their meticulousness and attention to detail, we decided to contact them. Well, we needed to establish a predictable flow of leads that enters the unit economy. Simply put, we should be able to turn on the tap and get the number of leads we need. I would say our result is probably 5 or 6 out of 10 because we are still searching and roughly fitting into our model, but we finally built a clear analysis of the money because in software as a service, this is a bit more complex as we have a deferred payment. And roughly speaking, we can calculate the return on investment from customers, say, after 3 months. We can understand if this customer will stay or leave. So it's a little more complicated than just leads in an online store who will buy right away. We kind of had the beginnings of this analytics and we showed what we have. I really liked how Roma's team works because, roughly speaking, they create a very detailed checklist in Google Docs of what needs to be done. And also, importantly, the checklists, for example, can be gigantic. But for example, I really like that they highlight important points in red and everything else in different colors. Therefore, since we are lazy butts, we only do the red ones and we don't do the others. That's it. Everything is detailed and clearly explained. It's written in a way that I understand, and probably my grandmother would too, if she read these instructions. We had a dream to delegate this problem of lead generation somewhere else, specifically to Roman.ua agency, and not deal with it at all. In general, it turned out that this is an illusion. It won't work that way anyway because, well, basically, I would say that we were largely the bottleneck because we have, besides this, a million different technical problems and the team ping us constantly. But often it basically comes down to us because we, for example, on our side are not doing some technical thing. Overall, I'm satisfied with how Roma's team is progressing on the project. And I generally understand that in many ways, for example, we could do it faster if we just did some things on our side. So that is, I really like that there is constant communication. I am satisfied. The main value for us is that you analyze our data better than we understand it. Your level of competence is higher. That's exactly what we were looking for. We wanted a contractor who would tell us what to do with our numbers. Well, roughly speaking, if you do for us what I envision in my wildest dreams, we are ready to pay you several times more. That is, if we achieve that with the numbers and a predictable flow of leads that we can turn on and off. So overall, I believe it's definitely worth it. Well, with our model, and I think you have room to increase prices, maybe, I don't know, about 5 times, just off the top of my head, it seems to me. What didn't I like? Well, in principle, there were no major problems with you. I really like that the guys are very competent and easy to contact. The only thing is that we stumbled a bit with the email marketing, but now it seems like we're moving forward. I would recommend to the guys who already have a clear model, who understand how much money a client brings them, to simply build and find those clients who will cost them enough to fit into their mathematical model.